Hello party people, it is Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I'm here today to finish our Unplanned and Unbothered morning coffee design from April 10th. So we didn't have time to start putting this together, but we did have time to design it. So this is from one of Shannon's little bags that she puts together. So first things first, I had to run down and get a bail for us. We are going to do a glue-on bail. And I'm going to just cover this real quick. Okay, so let's just zoom in on this. Here we go. So this is our citrine stone. This is just a stone. It has not been drilled. And so what we're going to do is we are going to use this glue-on bail. I could only find either a silver or a gold one, so I just went with the gold. We're going to use some E6000. I have a little file and my clip. Okay, so we're going to get this going. Now with E6000, you should let this dry for 24 hours. So we're not going to be able to actually put this onto the project, but we'll finish up the rest of the project so that it is ready to go. Okay, so this part of the glue-on bail, if you're not familiar, so this has a little edge. This is what you're going to hang from. So you're going to look for a flat spot on your stone, up wherever you think is going to look good. And so I do like this. It is hanging a little bit off kilter, like as far as, because if I hang it like this, the bail is going to show. So I am going to hang it a little bit. Now this little edge is a little pokey, so I'm going to go ahead and just file that down a little bit so it's not problematic. Okay. And then I'm going to try to go as close to this edge over here as I can so that it hangs a little straighter. And then all we're going to do is take our E6000 glue, and I'm going to put a little smidge on the back of this guy. You don't want to put too much because you don't want it to be popping all out of the back once you get your stone on there. And I'm just going to place it on. And I'm going to try to move this just a smidge over. Okay, you want to make sure that it's flat on the back. So there is a little excess glue, but once that gets to drying, I will go in and fix that up. You want to make sure that your hook is, like, everything is lining up the way you want it. And when it hangs, it's going to hang here. So like I said, it's a little off kilter, but that's fine. You can maneuver a little bit to your liking. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is, once I got it where I want it, I'm going to come in with my clip and I'm going to hope that I can get this on there without moving too much stuff around. Looks pretty good. And there we go. So that is going to be our pendant. So I'm going to put this to the side so that it can dry. If you are interested in these clips here, you can get these at any hardware store. I got mine at the Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to put this down over here so it can dry. And we're going to start working on the next part of our pendant. Okay. Or our necklace portion. These are our earrings. I'm just going to put these in a little dish for now. Okay, and I'm going to put these in here just to get them up out of the way. All right. So I think we're ready to rock. So now, let's see, where do I want to start with this? I'm going to get out my wire. I'm going to use 22 gauge soft flex, the non-tarnishing copper. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start on going up the chain here. So first things first, what I want to do is I want to marry up these ends, and I want to make sure that this chain is equal lengths. Okay. So now, what is it, Mr. Bunsen? So now I've got one for each side. Perfect. No, sir. Mr. Bunsen would like to get involved. I don't think that's a good idea. We're gluing things. I gotta have my round nose plier. And okay, so down here, what I want to do is, we've already readjusted this, so I wanted to hang 2 of these drops on each side. No, get down. So in order to do that, I'm going to first wind up these drops, and I think I will just use some ball head pins to do that. Oh, okay, this one has a top drill. This one does not have a top drill, so I'm going to wind up this one with the ball head pin. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so that's for that side. We'll do this one over here. Oop. Okay, so now we got one for this side, one for this side. Then we have to do these guys here. So I do have this 22 gauge copper out. I'm just gonna take a look at that. See how that's looking. That might be pretty good. It's a little big, but here we are. Okay, so I'm just going to do crisscross in the middle. Then I'm going to bend this up. Grab the other side, bend that up. And let's see how we're doing here. I might have to switch to a smaller wire, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to switch to a smaller wire. This one, it fits in there, but it is a little bit tight, and I don't want to run the risk of breaking my drop. Let's see if we have something smaller. Well, we have this. It's a 24 gauge. It's not the exact color, but there we go. So let's get a little smidge of that. Okay. And let's try this again. And then I'm going to cross one over the other, grab a hold of it with my chain nose, and then I can start wrapping. I'm going to wrap down. Tuck that tail in there. And then we're going to do the top portion. And keep wrapping down. I'm going to go over the top of the wraps I've already made. It's got a little bit of a messy wrap situation going on here. And there we go. So that's for that side. And then we'll do it the other side. Okay, so we're going to do a little X. Come in here, right above the X where they match, where they meet. You're going to turn it up 90 degrees, spin it, come back where they match up, and then I'm going to cross one over the other, grab a hold of this little triangle, wrap down towards the plier, tuck that in, come back to the top, create my loop, and then go around these wraps that are already there, getting down to the little triangle. This is just a design preference. Whatever you want to do is fine. Okay, trim that off. Easy peasy. Okay, so now we have our two little drops for this portion. Let me zoom in. Okay. So now these guys are supposed to go on here. So the way this pendant is, I've put 3 jump rings so that I can hang. I'm going to probably hang them on the middle jump ring, this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And I'm going to remove the top jump ring for now, and I'm going to put 1 crystal, then the jump ring, then the other crystal, because I want one for each side, because the the weight distribution on this is going to be important. Okay, I'm going to close this up. So now, see what we got. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So they are separated by the jump ring in the middle, right? To keep one on each side, which is what I want. So now I got to do the other side, the exact same. So I'm gonna come over here, take off the middle jump ring, take off this jump ring, and I'm going to put, so now we're working kind of backwards here, so I'm going to put 1 on the bottom, this same one, the jump ring. Ooh. Oh no, I take that back. This guy, and then the jump ring. And I can close him up. Well, maybe. There we go. He's having a little sticky moment. Okay. And then that is how that's gonna look. So I like that. I like how we're going with that so far. Okay, now we're going to move into the chain portion. So I think for this top part, I think I'm going to start with a stone here, directly attached to this jump ring. I think that's what I want to do. So I'm going to go 22 gauge copper. And we're going to create an eye pin. Zoom me out a little smidge. So we're going to create an eye pin, and to do that, we are going to take our round nose. We're going to create a 7. Okay. Go over the top, spin it all the way to the side. I'm going to bring this one around so it creates a whole loop. So this should be looking like an eye pin, you see? Okay, so now I'm going to open this up a little bit by just pushing down on this bottom wire so that I can go ahead and get it into this jump ring. And then I'm going to close with my chain nose, and I'm going to wrap 1, 2, don't want to go over the top of each other, 1, 2, 3, okay, and I'm going to trim. The tail in. So now this is what we are going to have here. Okay, then we're going to do bead cap, bead, bead cap, looking pretty good. So now I'm going to want to wrap into the chain piece. So I'm going to create the same loop up here. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space for wrapping. Enough so when I turn my plier, the top of it hits the bead. Over the top, spin it, bring this around, just like we did before, open, and then I'm going to take the chain. And I'm going to attach that on, like so. Close it up. And I'm going to wrap 1, 2, 3. Or until you get close enough to your bead where it feels good. Okay. So now I got to tuck this tail in, and when we're tucking the tail in, we're gonna get a few millimeters here when you're tightening up this little spiral. Okay. Alrighty. So here is what we have thus far. looking pretty good. Like that. It's looking good. So now I have to make a decision about where I'm going to put this little guy. But also, I'm going to count some chain links here. I think I'm going to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I think I'm going to do 5. That's including the one that's connected to this loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th one, I'm going to open it up. Okay. So now I can wire wrap in my other bead for this side. So I'm going to do that. Same way we did it before. 7 over the top, spin the player all the way around to create an eye pin. Open it up. And then I'm going to attach into this piece of chain here. Close it with the chain nose, wrap around 1, 2, 3, and snip, and snip, and tuck, and cut, and go, and bead, and do all the things, right? And bead cap, and carnelian stone, and another bead cap. Okay. Then do the same thing here. We're going to be attaching into the chain, around, make a circle, open it up, get our little chain piece. That guy on there. Okay, get a hold of it, wrap down. Careful not to wrap anything that isn't supposed to be wrapped in there. Okay. And give this a work hard in. And we're going to tuck this tail up. Okay. So that is what we are working with. Now we need to add on this bead. We need another ball head pin for that. Now I'm going to do a cold connection with this, I believe, just because I want to. I want it to have a lot of movement. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around and finish it off before I attach it. Okay, and then that's going to need a jump ring. Let's see, where do we put our jump ring? The very bottom one? Probably. No. Oh, they're right here on the desk. What am I doing? Hello? Alright. See what we got. Got a little oval. Now, wherever wherever you want to put this is completely and totally up to you. I just want it to have a lot of movement because it is in the chain part. So maybe here, maybe above. Maybe slightly above. I'm gonna go here, just for fun. Little razzle dazzle, if you will. Cool. Okay, so that completes this whole part of the chain. So now we're gonna do this portion of the chain as well, because we're just basically working on this side pretty much. Oh yeah, it's Mr. Bunsen, I know. So sad for you. He says he is so sad. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna count. Now I believe these are the same size. Let me double check. No, sir. Yes, they are the same size. No, sir. Excuse me, Mr. Bunsen Paws. Get down. Mr. Bunsen had to come over and check my workout. He says, what are you doing over here, lady? Alright, so I want these to be a different angle. Do we want these going out or in? This way? Or this way? I think this way. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So on the 10th one is where I will hang it. Do I want to do 10? No, I'll back it up to 9. No, 10 is fine. I think 10 is good. Ten is good. Okay, so I'm going to get some more. I better move my crystal out of the way before it gets Mr. Bunsen gets crazy. Starts trying to do something crazy. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to get a ball head pin and I'm going to wind up these ones. Now, I could put these I'm like, should I do that? Maybe I will. At least on the bottom. Okay, I got that one. And I'll put one of these on the bottom on the other side. Okay. And then I wrapped this one on, so I'll wrap this one on. And I'm gonna wrap over the top of my wraps I already did. Cause it's a messy wrap. Okay, now we've got, whoop, 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 whoop. Let's see, one for up there, two for over here, two for over here, three for over here. This one goes over here. Looks like it. I'm in debate if I want to change one of those to a crystal. I think I might. Make this one a crystal. Okay. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 here. 6 up from the bottom, why not? Ooh, it's kind of hanging pretty dang close with this other one. I don't like that. That's why not. That is why not. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3 down from the top. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the top. There we go. Just gonna do it like that so I don't lose my spot. Okay, and then that means this one. is going to go, let's see, if I do 3 down, 1, 2, 3, those would be in the same place. That probably wouldn't be good. So 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we got our dangles together. So they do have 2 on each side, even though they are doing this little droplet situation, which quite honestly, I really like, and I think this will make a super cute earring, FYI. Love that. Okay, so now how are we going to attach this? So my idea is that we're going to attach it on up here in the top area. So probably, let's see, onto this one that connects in here. So the one that actually connects into the pendant. Now if you didn't feel comfortable with that, you could punch some more holes in the pendant if you'd like. Totally up to you. I'm just going to attach them right here. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to make sure to keep those separate. And then I'm going to put this guy on there. And I'm going to make sure he's going to lay how we had planned. That's what I thought. I put it on backwards, so the short side was to the outside, and I want the short side to the inside. Not that it matters not that it matters, but that's just was my plan. So now I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to keep 1 crystal on each side of the jump ring and put him back. It is important for our functionality of this necklace and weight distribution. All right, let's see what we got here. Make sure everything's on there okay. Heyo. Yeah, that's cute. So the reason that I wanted, let's see if you guys can see this. Let me zoom in. So the reason I wanted to do drops up the top is because now it looks very fluid as far as like, I know I can't hold it up for you, but let me just, yeah, the functionality is there. The functionality is definitely there. I think it's gonna hang the way that it should. But now it looks very fluid in the fact that these look as though they are part of this tassel-y bit that's coming down, even though they're not actually attached to the tassel-y bit, and that's a completely different function because we need it to hang a certain way. This looks like it's supposed to be there. It looks like it's all just part of it, right? And that's what I wanted. So we love that for me. It's going well. Okay, and then we got this part up here. So let me move it down, zoom out, do all the things. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put together this side, and I'll come back to the video because you guys have already seen me put together this whole thing. And then I will show you how I'm going to punch the hole for the middle and how I'm going to attach the pendant, although I won't actually be attaching the pendant because it's not dry yet. But I'll show you how that is going to look. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. I really do like this razzle dazzle part as far as with the bar. I think it is a very cute idea, and it gives me some ideas for some other things too, as far as like the fluidness of this chain drop situation, which is really cool because I think we've got a lot of crystals and a lot of drops going on the website. So I like this, what we call like the, what is it, the morena or whatever, texturized check glass, and then with the crystal, looks really cute. So, all right, let me do up this other side. I'll be right back. Alrighty, party people, here we are back down on the mat with the other side completed. And now all we got to do is we have to look at our, see how long our length is on this to see if I want to remove some. Okay, so we've got just about, well, once we get the lobster and everything on, probably 22 inches. Let me just see here. I wonder if I should use a smaller one. We got 22 inches. I'm just thinking if we just left the 22, we use the smaller clasp, we could utilize some of this side for extender purposes. So I think I will I think I'm gonna leave it. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that, and I'm going to just put on the lobster. Now, I feel like that's the bigger one. I think I do want to go with the smaller one. Yeah. I do want to go with the smaller one just because I feel like that's going to fit better in the chain. And put this guy on the end. Okay, so now we have 22 inches down to the little bar here. And then, so if you needed to adjust, you could utilize this by just clipping in a few inches on the chain. And although that'll be to the side, I mean, nobody's really gonna see that anyway. So there you go. I'm digging that, digging that. All right, so next up, I do have my pendant here now. It's not completely dry yet, but I am going to show you how I would attach the pendant. So I'm going to go ahead and see where the middle of this bar is at. So it looks like we've got, what do we got here? 1 1/4. 1 1/4. So we're going to be about right here. Can't see the whole thing. Let me try it this way. There we go. So we're going to be right here, in between these guys, would be my guess. And so what I'm going to do, Yeah, right in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. I feel like it's going to go over a little bit. And whoop. Put a little hole in there. And then I'm going to come to the back and I'm going to put a little bit of smidge glue budget. Just a little bit of glue budget on here. Oh, not too much. Okay. Hold that down a little hot second. Yeah, it got stuck to my finger. Still pliable. All right, and then we are going to need some jump rings while that's drying. Now, I gotta take a look at my bale here. So this has been in here since the morning, so it's a little bit pliable, but not completely, you know, dry. So I just want to see, I'm going to need to put, if I can do one of these numbers here. Let's see if this guy, I'm going to do 1. And I'm going to put 2 on there. And I'm going to crisscross them. And this is dry. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to go in here. Like so. Now I'm being very gingerly with this because this is not completely dry, but it has been in the clamp for quite a while. Boop. Let's go back to 1. And put these away. All right. So, let's make sure everything is laying the way it's supposed to be. Trying to get it to lay out flat the right way. So there we go. That is what we end up with. I am very happy with it. I think it turned out really well. I think this whole thing is really cute. I am going to just lay this somewhere and let it dry the rest of the way. I'll probably even put the clamp back on it. So there's that. I will have to go in and hit this little spot with a little marker. But other than that, there we go. So this is the completed part of Unseen and Unbothered for today. I hope you guys are all having a lovely, spectacular, amazing beading day. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, do a little like, let us know how you feel about it, a comment, whatever you got. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.